If I told you didn't have to shell out tons of cash to get a classic minifigure to add to your collection, you could go to the LEGO store right now, in fact, and potentially just walk away with a realistically rare figure, but also one that's definitely fits in with your classic themes, and you don't have to pay a ton of money for it. That's right. Luckily, we have this opportunity today, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, how much is a classic figure? Well, this little chappy here, and it depends on the condition. It depends on the accessories. This one's probably cheaper than that, but it starts at around $20 and goes up to $40. And he's in relatively good condition. He's got a little bit of wear on the neck there, and he's missing a plume, and he should have a quiver of arrows and perhaps a bow or a basket. But we're talking about just going to the LEGO store in 2022, and you can't just go to any LEGO store. You got to go to one of the bigger ones. That is a precondition for this one. But it's really not that big of a deal, because you can just walk in and you can leave with a $12 minifigure. $11.99 for my minifigure factory. And now, that's not the most I've ever paid for a minifigure, but I can't remember when I've paid more than that. And I know I've bought several of these at that price. $15 for a figure is about my limit, mind you. So, anyways, let's open it up. Let's take a look. And what do I mean by a classic minifigure? Because didn't you just draw this one? I did. So you open up the package, and inside we've got a little bit of, you've got like fake bricks and gears and stuff to make it look like it's all Lego-y, but it's fine. You're given an accessory. I chose the rat because that's a common enemy, and of course this one has no printing on the nose like, I believe Scabbers is that same mold, but just the eye printing, which is nice. You get a printed brick, so you can put whatever you want on there. It actually can fit quite a few characters. I picked Tavern because I wasn't feeling terribly creative at the moment. I probably should have got the name of a specific tavern, or perhaps a town name, or even a character name, but I just wrote Tavern on there. But this is the big deal I've come here for. The torso. You're able to draw the torso on this figure, and I know what you're looking at here. You're thinking, what's going on with this figure? He's it's a white forestman torso. Basically, that's what I drew. And if you get up real close, you can tell that it's hand-drawn. The lines are a little wavy. I was able to use some letters for the belt line, so that's pretty straight. And I could have potentially used that for other straight lines, but I think at any kind of distance, it basically looks fine. You can't really tell that it's hand-drawn. And I know what you're thinking, though. Let's get him out of this crazy getup with these goggles and purple hair. And the face is fine. The face isn't the worst one it could have been, but it's not terribly classic. And I did go with the boots and the jeans, and I like that. But it's not terribly classic. So I have here some accessories. I have pacha. So this is classic light gray. That's going to be your pant color. Now, all of the Forestmen, I believe, have the same shirt and pant color. I also went with a solid stud. In a reasonable condition, smiley face, grin. We also went with this, I believe that's the Scarecrow CMF hat, but it's black, and it's kind of witch-like, and I think it adds a fun look to it. And then I gave him a little bit more modern of an accessory, but I think it's a reasonable sized one, and it's the cobra-headed staff. And I think that makes a really reasonable looking minifigure, and he feels relatively classic looking. And, you line him up with all of his classic and neoclassic Forestman buddies, and I think he looks like he's the white mage of the forest. Is that crooked as hell? That is. Wow. We even got one of the new Forestmen in here. Another red one sitting down. My custom current bard. And then this other recolor. It's the gray Forestman. And I think that they all look reasonable together and again, you're not paying that much for, if you're just getting like the red guy, with no accessories, you're paying less than $10. But if you want to walk into a Lego store and be able to get a relatively cheap and with back printing, might I add, because none of these other ones that are old like that have any kind of back printing. So it's nice to be able to just kind of walk in, grab one of those. You got to go to one of the stores that has the minifigure factory. And was this a clickbait title? I think you all deserve to know my secret to getting classic Lego Castle figures, especially in 2022. That's it. That's the video. Hey, support your local Lego channel.